Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fan Behavior. I'm Zoe, back in person with Hannah.
Hi, guys.
We have reunited IRL. No, hopefully, knock on wood, this one will have no internet problems. We'll be smooth sailing.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, and I couldn't upload actually right after we finished recording, or maybe like an hour after we finished recording. I get a text message saying there's a Spectrum outage in your area. I was like, yeah, no shit. Like,
yeah,
I've been dealing with this for a couple hours. And then they're like, it might be out till 11 p.m. And I was like, I have to get this episode up. But thankfully, it came back like within a reasonable time. And I could get it up, obviously, because you all heard it, saw it. But there's just when
we take internet for granted.
Yes,
we really
exactly.
Do.
When you don't have it, you're just like, how am I supposed to exist in this world?
I know. Well, there was I don't know, a month or so ago where the power went out at our house, and because I live out in the country, I had no service at all.
Right.
No Wi-Fi, so I literally had to get in my car. I had to pull the garage lever so I could get out and drive down the road so I could just let my work know that I'd be out for a while.
That's funny. Yeah,
so
we just forget. We forget.
Yeah.
How meaningful. And also now that TV is so attached to internet, you don't have satellite TV anymore, or very few people do. So if your internet's not working, you're not going to be able to watch your YouTube TV, Hulu TV, whatever you're doing.
It's a tragic time.
Yeah. What are you supposed to do? Read? Crazy. Ugh. Disgusting. Okay, well, there's so much to get into because obviously this race was pretty chaotic.
Yeah.
A lot of things happened, exciting things, sad things. We'll get into all of that.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, same. But there's also a lot of pre-race things we have to discuss. Should we discuss? I think we should go in order of events that happened on Tuesday, August 26th. Because the first big piece of news that we get, confirmation that Valtteri and Checo are going to be Cadillac's drivers for 2026. We knew this was coming.
Yes.
But very exciting. Valtteri's picture that he took of him with the flag on the wakeboard or whatever it was.
Perfect. Was that real or AI?
No, it was real because there's a video of him attempting it and falling off of the thing. But people first were like, this is AI.
Yeah.
No, Valtteri's he's gonna get the real shot.
He's such a legend. I'm thrilled he's back on the grid.
Yeah, I think it's a great pairing. I'm excited for them to come back. I'm happy for the Valtteri and the Checo fans. I feel like whenever we say team, I feel like I almost posted Team Chanko we're back, but I always worry that people will think I think his name is Chanko.
Oh, sure.
So I just, it's like one of those things where
ease back in.
Right. So just for those who maybe don't know, Chanko, we do know his name is Checo. It is an inside joke from, I don't even know, it's 2 years ago now at this point. Former Bachelor contestant thought Checo's name was Chanko. And I thought it was genuinely the funniest thing that had ever happened.
Because he said it with such
gusto.
Conviction.
Yeah. And I genuinely remember Hannah sending me that video and I was alone, crying, laughing. I could not get over it. It was the funniest thing ever. There is something very funny about people mispronouncing people's names, but being fully committed to the mispronunciation. It wasn't even a mispronunciation. It's just a full-on. Yeah, it's just fully wrong. So Chanko back, and looking forward to that. But honestly, that was just a drop in the bucket in terms of the big news of that day.
Yes, it was.
Because we do have to talk about Taylor Swift and Alpine investor Travis Kelce getting engaged. I would like to. So can I just set the scene of what was happening for me?
I would love for that to happen.
So I'm at the office, at my desk. Just, clacking away. I'd actually just gone to the bathroom, and sometimes I'll bring my phone with me, when I leave to go to the bathroom to
just a
check stuff, but I didn't bring it. I went to the bathroom and I just came back. I sit down, I'm working, and this girl that's working next to me, she was just and I totally get it because it's so kind of weird, it's a weird thing to breaking news.
Yeah.
But everyone's working silently. And she just goes, so guys,
not the tone I would have had.
She was like, Taylor and Travis are engaged. And it was just I think she was just kind of shocked by it. And I'm and I turn around, I whip my head, I go, what? And she's like, yeah, look on Instagram. And I was like, holy, it was one of those things where I had to look at it 3 times to be wait a second, they're engaged. There's photos
Yeah.
of it, like
collab posts.
So high school as the song, like there was just so many layers to it that I was like, what?
Yeah.
On a Tuesday at noon? Like
Yeah.
I was not that I can't think of a situation where I would be prepared for it, but I just was not prepared for it on a Tuesday.
Certainly not.
It threw me off so much.
Yeah.
And then genuinely, I get more text messages than I get for anything in my life. Birthday, whatever. Like it is
Blowing
just
up.
people are sending me voice memos. I'm texting you. I'm like, Taylor,
Well,
Travis.
and I was, when you texted me, you were like, Taylor and Travis, and I was like, what? I was like, I didn't know if they broke up, because at this stage, everyone is probably doing the panic you're doing who's like in a social media role. I have gotten no notification at all.
Right.
I haven't been on Instagram.
Right.
So I'm like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, I'm Googling Taylor Swift. I'm like, I don't know, because she never posts stuff like that on her feed. So I was like, okay, this must be some like weird leak, or she's got a ring on, TMZ, like I don't know. And then I was like, what's going on? And you're like, they're engaged. I'm like, where? I don't see anything. She's like, go to your Instagram. I was like,
I know.
I was just beside myself.
I know. It was shocking information.
And shout out to Travis, because like that is I mean, I'm sure they chatted about it, but like couldn't have pictured a better scene for her to be getting.
Yeah, it was
engaged.
perfect.
Yeah, and it was in his backyard, right?
It was in his backyard, 5 minutes away, less than from where I live.
That's crazy.
I mean, Taylor Swift gets engaged, and listen, you're going to see a lot of misinformation out there. People claiming that they got engaged in Missouri. People don't understand the KC.
It's important.
Metro area and the Kansas side, the Missouri side. We know. I'm not gonna disclose where Travis Kelce lives, but
we know
it's on the Kansas side, and it is impeccably close to where I live.
Yeah.
And which is crazy to think that that's where she got engaged.
I mean, she's just hanging out.
Yeah.
In your neighborhood.
Yeah, I know. It's
all the time.
I know. It's crazy. Now she's not venturing out to the places I go, which is unfortunate. Yeah. I don't see her at my my Trader Joe's, but
although Travis has been
there, yes. But not yet, I guess. There's always time, I suppose.
I couldn't even imagine walking into Trader Joe's and seeing Travis and Taylor.
I know. There's just no way it would even happen. So Alpine investor, big day for Alpine.
Huge.
A lot of people did want to know your thoughts on it because, at the beginning, you were not the biggest fan of this coupling.
Well, I was heartbroken.
And I think you've, it has been a couple years, and I think you have. But I would just like, you can share with the people, like, your feelings and how you feel now.
Well, I mean, the reality is this is the best case scenario. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we had to go through all of this.
It's not like a Joe Schmo.
No.
Right.
So I'm thrilled for them. I also, my understanding of the lore is that during the New Heights episode is when the setup was happening.
Yes.
Which, Travis gets a lot of slack for being a dum-dum. He is not a dum-dum. He is a very understanding human being. Surprises cannot get past her. She is the queen of the Easter egg.
Yep.
So, yeah, when I'm going to keep her talking for probably 3 hours.
Yep.
You have that amount of time. That is all you get.
Yep.
And, I mean, I just can't imagine, like, I hope they were local Kansas City vendors doing the flowers.
I think they were.
And stuff. So exciting for them.
Yes.
I'm sure they were, and I'm sure Brittany was helping behind the scenes in some capacity. I would have to imagine, just because she seems like she's very dialed in with the logistics and the surprises. And I think seeing them interact too was just like, oh, he's obsessed with her. Yeah. She loves him.
It normalized them, I think, a lot.
And the way he also just like, compared to her last relationship where, he who shall not be named, like, barely wanted to even go to like appearances with her or like carpets because God forbid she takes the spotlight. He is just like,
yes,
this is my girl.
Yes. He
I know who
her
she
up.
is. Yeah. It's like, how you can't dim that. Like, she's Taylor Swift. So
yes,
I'm very happy for them. I'm very happy for Kansas City, Kansas. And I know. I meant Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh, right.
We will always be the state where she got engaged. She has a lot of history here.
She does.
She loves our town because Abigail went to the same college that we went to, swam there. She's been to our disgusting local college bar.
So is Travis too.
So is Travis, different times, but they've both been there.
Yes.
And she's been to our Target. So, we just have a lot of history with her.
And we were there the night that Travis was at the Eras Tour. Like, we
so true.
have been, we are like integral to this relationship.
Yeah, so if you guys are listening,
has to be said.
And by guys, I mean Taylor and Travis, we'd love to have you on, just talk about it. I'm sure we won't be able to get into, well, she probably won't be there opening night, but I can't wait till his restaurant opens because I know she's going to be there. Very excited to go there at some point.
Yes.
I really am very thrilled for them. I'm also really excited that she is joining a family who is in the spotlight, but also just like so down to earth. Like Kylie, I can't imagine a better sister-in-law for anyone. Like she's just so
she's real.
Cool. Yeah. Like the girls love her. She's convincing them to love cats, even though Jason, I just am very happy for the whole thing. And shout out to New Heights for, I know she decided to go on, but it was just, they handled it so well. Jason killed it. And
he was great.
Also the producers of that show, those two guys.
Jake and Brandon,
I can't even imagine how stressful that was for them, but they rocked it.
They all killed it.
So
big day, big week.
No, I don't want to, we will get to the race, but I do. So a couple people in a group chat I was in were talking about it, and they were asking about the wedding. I don't think it's going to be very public. These are my thoughts on the wedding.
Sure.
I do think that I could see them getting married at her house in Rhode Island. No?
Share your thoughts and then I'll counter.
Okay. In order to make that happen, though, I do think she's going to have to buy the air rights above her home and within a very large square miles to avoid aerial paparazzi photos. And then someone was like, do you think Travis will wear a colored suit? And I said, he may. So do you remember, and you will know this probably, but there was in the Chris Evans like Marvel era, he was
green.
Yes. But it was just the jacket. So I could see him because I think he was in, well, there's two. There's one he's in like a full green suit, but then there's his green like velvet.
Okay. Yeah.
Love you. And I actually had a friend of mine when he got married, he like forever, like he's like, I just want to wear that. And he got married on New Year's. And so he did. But I could see him doing like, bow tie, doing a colored jacket of sorts but I can also just see him going classic tux because, well, it's Taylor. And
yeah. And I think he's just kind of going to be like, or doing a switch up, like ceremony one jacket,
sure.
Then for the
like
reception.
Sequins for some.
Sequins. Yeah, head to toe.
Yeah. 87 on the back.
Exactly. So the reason I don't think it's Rhode Island is because apparently that beach that goes up to their home is a public beach.
Oh.
And it's so open that I just think it's too public.
But you can't rent the beach?
I don't think so. I don't
Seems
think
like
so.
The city of
I don't know
what
what the city rules or whatever is and like permits and whatever. I don't know.
Seems like it would benefit the county to take a payment of privatizing the beach for a couple of days.
Perhaps. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they get married in Pennsylvania on the Christmas tree farm where she grew up, and they can kind of get some land or whatever and make it really private. And I mean, and I also think, so my mom's prediction is it's going to be June 13th because obviously 13, her favorite number, it's a Saturday. And then 2026 divided by 2, 13. So, keep that on the calendar for those interested, June 13th. But also, people were like, are we going to know it's happening? Like, will we know? Will we get any information? And I think very much like and we will get to the F1 of it all. I promise. Yeah. We're just doing the little, I'll try to put a time stamp so people can jump ahead. But people were shocked that they even shared the Instagram post, that they even shared images. And I think part of it is Taylor, I think she's self-aware enough. She is obviously very self-aware, but I think she knows that like her fans and the people that have loved her and her music for so long have been on this journey with her, and I think she feels like I want to share this with these people, like they want to see it too, and they'll be happy for me. And so I think when it comes to their wedding, it will be very, very private, but then they will share a select number of photos with people to be like, it happened, here's the dress, here's some party photos.
It's also like football season's about to start, she's gonna be at games, and like to have to not be able to wear your ring and like do all that. So I could see her, and wanting to tell the narrative.
Control it.
Yeah, for sure. Now the other thing is, and I know the likelihood of this is so low, I would love for her to do a Vogue exclusive about the wedding.
Oh, of like photographs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recognize
a cover.
That's very unlikely, but there is something about, like, in a way, like leaning into who Travis is. Like, God, that GQ shoe was something. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. The other question obviously people have is, you know, who's going to be in the bridal party?
Sure.
Because I think Travis is a lot more straightforward. You know, Jason, his best man. He'll have Patrick, I'm sure. He'll have his friends from growing up. He'll probably have Austin, Taylor's brother. But, like, it's kind of more clear cut. Taylor's is a little bit more, you know, she's got lots of different people from lots of different worlds and circles. And you know, we know her friendship with Blake Lively is, like, on the rocks. Like, I don't know. So that's more interesting to me of, like, who she selects as her bridal party, because obviously Abigail,
Sure,
probably like Selena Gomez, but then, like, she's close with Haim. Does she include? Do they stand back to back to back? Like, they're one.
Well,
but
no,
they're
I mean,
three.
I could also see them doing, like, no one standing up there with
That's
them,
true.
like, but also Haim, like, maybe is singing while they're walking down the aisle.
Great
like
point.
You're incorporating them in different elements.
Does Andy Reid officiate?
God, that'd be awesome, but no.
You don't think so?
No, I don't
Because
think so.
I do think that's going to be interesting.
Maybe Tree will officiate.
Who they pick to officiate the wedding, I think, is also very
I could
interesting.
also see if they don't have a bridal party, like, standing with them, I could see them having Jason officiate.
He'd be great.
He would be really good.
He would be great.
And obviously the girls will be the flower girls.
Yes, of course.
So
of
cute.
course. And Patrick could fill in as his best man.
Can you believe that Taylor Swift is their aunt?
I know.
How
That's what's
cool.
crazy. That's crazy to me. Like
Kylie swiped right on
I know.
Tinder, and now
I know.
she's Taylor Swift's sister-in-law.
I know. It's crazy.
What a time.
I know. Crazy. Okay. Travis Taylor Corner is over.
Hope
But
you enjoyed.
We're excited here in KC, and hopefully they go to an F1 race. Let's tie it back together. Hopefully they go
Alpine investor.
hopefully they get to an F1 race.
Yeah.
And Pierre and Franco could meet.
Would love for her to become an F1 Academy sponsor.
I mean, that's
like
really
her
and
next
Swift,
album or tour. Like, she should have her own liver. Like, she should just do it.
100%.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And her names is perfect for racing. I mean, let's just get it going.
Yeah.
All right. The one other thing I wanted to say, there were some rumors going around about Alex Palou to Red Bull next season, and apparently those rumors were started by Alex Palou's manager, and Red Bull shut that down. So, I mean, Alex Palou has been killing. Obviously, he just won another IndyCar championship, and it does feel like he should have a chance in Formula One, but also I feel like that ship has sailed.
I just don't know if he wants.
Well, I think he does want it,
okay.
clearly, because the rumors have come from his camp, but it doesn't sound like Red Bull has any interest in that. So I just wanted to shout that out.
Yeah.
Okay, should we get to qualifying?
Sure.
It's a stark jump,
Yeah.
but so Lance Stroll.
Yeah, bummer of a weekend.
Well, ended pretty well for him.
Sure,
but he crashes in practice. They have to basically, like, reconstruct the car, new chassis, the whole thing, and then Q1 into the barriers, out of qualifying. Tough go, but again, it's easy to, I mean, now we know how he finished in the race, so it makes up for his performance in qualifying. Not great. So we had Lance out, Ollie out, Esteban, Nico, and Franco. Franco, again, we keep talking about, you know, I don't know, it wasn't a great weekend for Alpine, so I feel like he got it wasn't like he stood out as a negative.
But even in that session, like, Pierre got through in 8th place.
Yeah.
So there's still it just seemed like a very large gap, even though Alpine didn't do great.
Exactly.
Glaring.
Q2, there was a Fox.
There was.
Which was a little, he just scampered across the road, and Charles Leclerc was like, I think he's taking the exit road. Yep, he just needed to get through. He needed to find a way through.
Yeah.
But a tough go. So Alex is out, Pierre, Gabby, Yuki, Kimi. Tough. Kimi's been, we can get to Kimi later, but it hasn't been great.
He's deep in his head.
Yeah. I mean, really, ever since the podium he had in Canada, it just has been, but this is expected. Like, we shouldn't expect, I think it's okay for him to have these struggles, but it has seemed a little bit more glaring recently than how he started out. But anyway, anything else from Q2 you wanted to touch on?
No, qualifying was
it was pretty standard, I would say. Well, kind of. So main shout out for me, Q3, Isack Hadjar.
Absolutely.
4th place. We'll get to Isack
Stunning.
obviously again, but fantastic performance, fantastic lap. Like, he's just killing it. And I think they said this on the commentary. what would Max do in the RB? You know, would he be winning more races? I honestly say yes.
Yeah. Which is
yes.
crazy.
I think yes. I think what would Yuki be doing if he had stuck in that RB? It sucks. It's like you do well, you get demoted essentially.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing a lot of memes and stuff of people being like, Isack, like, watch your back.
Yeah,
like,
just don't.
You're going to get
stay where you are.
Promoted, and it's going to be terrible for you.
Yeah.
But anyway, fantastic performance. We'll get back to him. Ferrari 5th and 6th, whatever. We'll get to them too. But like, disgusting. And then it was really the battle between Oscar and Lando. Who's going to get pole? Who's not going to get pole?
Yeah.
Now I have a question for you because we got some messages about this. Do you think that there is a British bias in the Sky commentary regarding Lando versus Oscar? Do you sense? Well, but do you pick up on it?
I don't pick up on it.
See, I didn't either, and maybe I'm just not paying attention to it enough. And obviously, I'm pro Oscar. Like, I want Oscar to win the championship. I think you do too. We like Lando, so it's not like it's like one is pro and one is anti.
Yeah.
I'm like pro, and then I'm like pro, but I want one over the other. So maybe it's not as stark of a contrast. I'm also not Australian. I think maybe if you are Australian, you might feel a little bit more defensive about your driver. I did sense it once someone said it about qualifying. I like try to pay attention to it more in the race. And I did notice when Lando DNF'd, and we'll get to that, there was a lot of just like, this is devastating. This is so terrible. This is so, and it is for Lando, but then it felt like they were really focusing on how terrible it was for him rather than the other people that were succeeding or doing well.
Yeah.
But I think also part of, maybe it's just an American sports thing, is that I feel like I'm so used to bias in sports commentary that I just don't, I'm just so like, what's the word?
Numb to it, or
conditioned to just accept, to just accept bias, that it doesn't really affect me. But and I just wanted to see if you picked up on that.
Yeah, no, I didn't really. And I don't know. I mean, I also think there's something to be said for like, when we almost always highlight and like focus on the bad stuff than the good stuff. So when something like what happened to Lando does happen, like, I mean, I guess it's more like, do they treat Oscar the same way when he DNFs, that kind of thing? Like, I don't know that. I haven't paid enough attention.
Right. And I do think there was a lot of there definitely was more bias when it was the Max and Lewis fight. Yeah. One, because it was it was two different teams, but also that got really contentious, like between Max and Lewis. And it was a lot more emotional, and there was just, it did feel kind of like you're with this group or you're with this, like it felt very much like war. Whereas the Oscar Lando thing doesn't really feel, at least right now, it feels, yes, there's a rivalry and there's two different camps, but it doesn't feel contentious like that one did. And so maybe it just doesn't feel quite as, I don't know. And I mean, Australia, part of the Commonwealth, as my dad pointed out. So they should be excited for Australia too, if you're a British fan.
I feel like I've noticed this before, but the British national anthem is also a song with different, just Let Freedom Ring. I believe, I don't remember the name of the song, but okay.
Yes. It was taken from when we started our country.
We took it and changed the words. Okay.
Yes.
Understood.
Yes.
Good for us. I do want to say at the end of Q3, when Lando's mom had a stroopwafel in her mouth and was cheering,
that just the heart a lot.
Yeah. Oh, the heart. Yeah. It's like, I love her.
Yeah, she's great. And you know what? She was, her son, and like Lando was looking like the favorite for pole. He was, I think, P1 for all 3 practice sessions. It looked like he had the more of the momentum, and Oscar sneaks pole away from him. And his mom still was very, happy. Sure. She didn't seem disappointed. So Oscar gets pole position by, I think, 12 thousandths of a second, which was crazy. And that was really, Lando DNF'd, so obviously there was more to his weekend than just losing out on pole. But Oscar getting P1 really like dictated his race. And had he gotten P2, who knows what would have happened to him. Yeah. So it's just that those little game of inches. You never know. Max gets P3. Max, I think, is at the point of his season where he's just like, listen, I'm not going to get the championship, so I'm just chilling,
doing my best.
I'm doing my best, and I'm just gonna enjoy it. You know, which kudos to Max because sometimes he's not always the most. I feel like he's just talked himself like, okay, this is how it is, and I don't need to get upset, and like we're just gonna roll with it
because there's just nothing he can do. He could win every race for the rest of the season, and
well, actually,
could he?
I think he could still win. I think mathematically he's still in it. But
it's unlikely.
It's very unlikely. Yes, exactly. Anything else from qualifying? I mean, it was great. It was, Oscar pole, which was exciting for him. And, I think we all have to accept that we are, for the rest of the season, for the most part, it is going to be a McLaren. Like, yes, we might get a surprise Ferrari pole. We might get a surprise Max pole, maybe a Mercedes. I don't know. But for the most part, it's going to be McLaren. Yeah. And we just have to
it's okay.
Accept the reality. It's okay.
It's just
and at least there is a battle for pole. Like at least you don't know. You don't know, which is great. Okay, let's get to the race. Kay. So Ollie starts from the pit lane, which
I forgot about, and he got
quite
P6,
well, which is so impressive.
His best finish, right?
I think so. Yeah, ever. Lance also starting from the back, and he gets I think P7. So both of those guys made good, strategy calls, tire calls, and I'm not sure they made the call, but their teams did, and it paid off. And that's always fun. It's always nice when you can know it in the back of your head, like, okay, yeah, I'm starting from the back, but I still can get a good result, like if things work in my favor. So shout out to Ollie, because I feel like obviously this weekend is Isaac's weekend in terms of all the rookies, but Ollie is still doing well.
Yeah.
Max jumps Lando at the start. That was a little dicey.
It was very dicey, and when he like kind of juked a little, I was like, Max?
He is just Max. There's a fearlessness about Max that is just that. It's like that's why he's a world champion. Like there's just something about him that just doesn't give an F, and he just goes for it. There's like nothing timid about the way that he races, and sometimes that gets him into trouble, but it's so impressive. And obviously he lost the place eventually. Like Lando did pass him, but
it's okay. He got it back in the end.
Yeah, exactly. And it's great to see.
Yeah.
And to your point, I think before about it's fun to watch Max race. These are the kinds of moments where it is fun just to see him pull off these kinds of moves and whatever. Gabby lost a bunch of places at the start. Alex gained a bunch of places. I think he got 5 spots, which is pretty impressive.
Yep.
Kind of not a lot really happening early on. I feel like there was a threat of rain. Is it going to rain? It never really did.
No, they said at one point, like kind of right after Max overtook Lando, like they said that class 1 rain was expected in 8 minutes, which as a reminder for people means some drops and drizzle.
Yeah, but not enough to pit for inters. Not enough to like make a really big difference. And then things kind of get started when Lewis.
Yeah, because it was wet enough for Lewis too.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was wet, like if that's what caused the crash. I think he may have gotten some like dust or some dirt. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. But he's out, sad. He's just had a rough season.
I know.
I've
never seen him so defeated.
He's pretty down.
Yeah.
But then of course this starts the whole safety car, pit stops. Obviously unfortunate for some drivers who had just pitted, i.e. Yuki. But a lot of drivers get positions gained. Then we have the Liam and Carlos incident.
Yes.
Now Carlos first go.
I took a screenshot of just what Carlos said. He's just so stupid. Oh my God, this guy. It's always the same guy.
Yeah. So we know Liam, he gets under some people's skin. He's had a number of penalties over the course of the season. He is a hard racer, Liam Lawson. Like he's kind of Max adjacent or like rough around the edges. Like he's going to go for it. He's going to full send. He's going to try to make some things happen that maybe other drivers wouldn't.
He's not trying to make friends on track.
As he said, yes, exactly. And Carlos was not thrilled. Now, from my vantage point when it happened, I honestly looked at it and I was like, it kind of seemed like a racing incident. I didn't fully think it was like one driver was at fault, one driver wasn't. But then we hear that it's Carlos's fault and 10-second penalty. Do you have that next radio from him?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But it just.
But he was like, who, me?
Yeah.
And he's like, for you. And then he's like, you're joking. You're joking. Like, he could not
I
accept.
honestly couldn't believe it either.
I couldn't believe it
because
either.
I mean, I agree that it kind of just seemed like a racing incident. But if they were gonna call fault on anyone, to me it was not Carlos.
I know. I was very shocked. I'm actually going to keep tabs on it because I know he said he was going to.
He's like, make sure we go see the stewards after the race.
Yes. He was like, we need to talk to them. So I'm just gonna, make sure that nothing has come about.
Because that was that to me was just
but
crazy.
Yeah, that was surprising to me, and he was not thrilled. And I always love a Carlos Sainz radio. He's sneaky entertaining on the radio.
Absolutely.
So that was fun. Then we had the George Russell, Charles Leclerc overtaking George Russell, like just full on sending it, give no Fs, get past George Russell. I loved it.
Of course.
My dad was like, that's not fair. He was mad about that. But, and I guess George didn't think it was fair either. Listen, sometimes Charles Leclerc, like, he's also kind of one track minded. Like, when he's just like, I'm just going for it. Like, I don't care. Don't talk to me, Brian. Like, I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah.
Didn't really end up mattering, though, because then they bring in Charles Leclerc to pit. He comes out, and Kimi takes him out.
Crazy.
Kimi, I love Kimi, and he's wonderful, and just like, but sometimes I'm just like, Kimi, really, like, come on.
But also I agree with Charles. He was like, we didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
So in a way, like, at the end of the day, Kimi messed up, but they also could have avoided being in that position altogether, which we know Ferrari doesn't like to do. So
exactly. Really tough. Kimi gets a 10-second penalty for that. Then we see Charles Leclerc just sitting on the sand dune.
First of all, it seemed like he had his phone.
Yeah,
I'm not sure where he got his phone from.
Or maybe it was someone's phone. And I think he was maybe trying to like listen
I think he was
to
watching
the race.
Which is hilarious. Like, had a whole photo shoot over there. Like, I mean, I don't know if he was just like they couldn't get, because of where he was, he couldn't safely get back there without like going through a bunch of crowds
or crossing the track.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
because either he had to cross the track, which he couldn't do, or he was gonna have to go through like fans or whatever, and that's messy. But I'm like, why is he just sitting in the dunes?
Yeah, like the shot of him just like sitting up there, photographer taking photos, and then just the cars screaming. I'm like, well, he has a nice view of the track, but him like holding up the phone to his ear.
It's us. Like, what's going on? I can't listen to these on track commentators.
Yeah, so funny. And then Kimi gets another 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
I mean, it
was when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, truly.
Then the shocking, most shocking moment of the race is Lando Norris is like, I smell something weird.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oil leak. DNF. How did you feel? Like, what were you thinking?
I felt really, it was a huge bummer. I mean, on the one hand, I was really excited because I knew it meant, unless something else like really shit happened, like Isack was going to be on the podium, and that's very exciting.
Yes.
I also was just like, that is such a bummer. Like, at this point in the season we're at, when he's battling for the championship, like, to have a mechanical issue is such a bummer. It just is always going to be a bummer.
Yes, it was, and to be that close to the end, is really, really tough as well. Devastating. Like, that is a devastating feeling as a driver. I'm sure,
as the commentator said.
Yes. If you're a Lando Norris fan, you're just like, oh my god. Now, I do want to say, because we got some questions about this, and we can, get to it now. But a lot of people, again, are like, this is the championship sewn up. This is, no, because again, in Monza, if Lando Norris is winning the race and Oscar Piastri has a DNF, then it goes back. Like,
so
Oscar's
there's like
34 points ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not
so
that
if
much.
It takes one Lando victory, incredibly possible, and an Oscar DNF to then have the gap be back down to 9 points, which is nothing.
Right.
So like, it really isn't. It's definitely not done. It's not over. Is it a big blow for Lando, of course it is. Like,
Yeah.
that's a big point swing.
And for a athlete who does get in his head a lot,
Yes.
like that does add a lot of the mental pressure, but it's not impossible.
I
It
did
is not
see
over.
him say, or I saw like a quote of him saying basically like, well, maybe this actually frees me up because it is a big gap. And so now I don't have to like, now I actually can just be like free about it more and not be as like, oh, it's only 8 points. And like that puts, it's
I
like,
have
okay,
to keep it as like,
well,
no,
it's 35 points. So like, let's just do whatever and see what happens, you know? But yeah, tough go for Lando, obviously. But as you said, when it happened, I was like, oh my God, this means Isack is going to get on the podium. George, I was just like, please go away.
I know.
George.
I really was just, I can't handle it. And then I was nervous because they were saying that there was like a line of oil from, I think like turn 3 to turn 7 or something. So I was also nervous that something else
was going to happen.
would happen. And yeah, I was just really praying that George didn't do something dumb. I was hoping that if he did try to do something dumb, Max would just take him out.
Yeah.
But luckily, none of that ever happened.
No, it was great. Isack Hadjar, first podium in Formula One. Another rookie on the podium. Just absolutely. Okay, this is weird too. So I was packing. So I think people know this, but where we record is like 45 minutes away from where I live. And so yesterday I was packing up some like things to bring here. I spent the night at my parents' house last night to watch the race this morning. Blah 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 blah. I was packing up, and I was like just going through my closet trying to find a shirt, and I just like was like, I'm gonna throw this in my bag. I'll just have it. Didn't really think much about it, and I was like, it was a sign. I brought it for a reason to wear for Isack Hadjar. For those who aren't watching, I'm wearing a V-Carb shirt.
Love to see it.
I'm so happy for him.
I am too.
He's killing it. Like,
yeah, he really is doing great.
He is killing it, and to go from first race of the season, DNF in the formation lap, tears.
To first podium.
Lewis Hamilton's dad having to comfort him to, first podium.
I mean, Hülkenberg has taken his entire career to get on the podium for the first time.
Exactly.
Isack did it in
and
his
now
first
you have
season.
2 rookies on the podium this season with Kimi and with Isack. Just incredibly impressive. And I think he said this in the post-race interview thing, like, to have maintained that position the whole race. Like, they were genuinely quick. It wasn't just like, oh, you got 4th place in the... I feel like that happened like... was it Daniel last season or something where he would get like a couple really good qualifying results, but it was kind of one of those things where it was like, well, that was a good qualifying, but like the car itself is not going to be fast enough to maintain this position. They were genuinely fast.
Yeah, very impressed.
Which was really, really cool to see. Shout out to Ollie as well. Yuki finally gets points. I know it's like not like when you have the junior team on the podium and you're like barely getting points. It's not doesn't seem that great, but I think they said it's his first points finish in like a very long time.
Yeah.
I also have heard rumors that Alpine is potentially considering Yuki for next season to pair up with Pierre.
Curious.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't be mad about that.
No, I think that would be fine.
Pierre and Yuki back together again.
Yeah.
Who says no? Honestly.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Franco, like a,
of course.
big Franco fan, like who wouldn't want those 2 back together again?
Well, and then Yuki and Travis.
Exactly.
Wow. What a duo.
Exactly.
And apparently, and you might know more about this. I saw at the very end, there was like a banner that said that there was an incident under investigation with Pierre and Yuki.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like turn 11, but I have no idea.
Oh, well, so yeah, I mean, I've been keeping my eyes on social media because, again, as people know, we record like right after the race ends, but I haven't seen anything yet. So there might be some stewarding issues or things that pop up, and whatever. You guys will see what ends up happening. So anyway, anything else from like the race itself you wanted to shout out? It's not really anything earth-shattering, but I liked the chatter from Alonso. I feel like it's been a while since we like heard him. Yes, Alonso was on one. He was not thrilled. Yeah. Do you have it screenshotted?
No, I wish I did. But when he was talking about, they were asking him about his tires. He's like, I don't know. Like, he was just like, why are you asking me these questions? Why did you make me do that?
Yeah, like, do something.
Yeah. You fix it.
Yeah. He was...
It's like, okay.
He just is, he's done this for too long. Like,
I know.
He doesn't.
He's like, I'm the driver.
Yeah.
You're the guy.
Stuff.
You tell me, you're the guy in the chair.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, I did want to shout out. So on the podium, obviously you have a representative of the winning team. We had a woman on the podium.
We did. CFO.
CFO Laura Bowden, I think is her name. CFO. Awesome. Love to see that. And yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah,
like
it
there
was
wasn't
fun.
a lot of overtaking that was happening.
Mhm.
They even said it's a hard track to overtake on, which always kind of makes me like, oh shit, it's not going to be a great race. But there was enough like action and DNFing and safety cars and whatever that it kept things interesting. It kept I don't know, it more people were pitting, yada yada yada. So it was a good race back.
Is Zandvoort not on the calendar again next year?
I think it is.
Okay. I maybe misheard something, but I was just going to say, I feel like we knew a lot of people personally that were at the race this weekend.
Yes.
And I saw a lot of social stuff, and that looks like a fun vibe. Like that would be a fun race to go to.
It would be fun. Well, and I also think, it's on the calendar.
Okay, I don't know why I thought that.
I also think too, like I've never been to Amsterdam, so that would be fun. Just,
I don't know that there's a lot for us to do in Amsterdam, but it is beautiful.
Well, yeah, I mean, we just,
waffles,
tour around, eat. Yeah, I think we could find things to do.
I know.
I also want to just shout out F1 Academy 2 was back this weekend. And the Alpine driver, Nina Gademan, who is Dutch, won the first race, which is really exciting. Obviously to win your home race, I'm sure is like awesome. And Max did well this weekend, but I'm sure if you're a Max Verstappen Dutch fan, you're kind of like, I don't know. I guess they're happy for him to be on the podium.
Sure.
But I'm sure there's like a bit of like, I want to see my home driver win. So shout out to her.
Also, those trophies were beautiful.
Beautiful. They very much give me Harry Potter vibe.
Me too.
Leah Block got her first F1 podium.
Oh, amazing.
Which is really exciting. She got P2 in the first race. So
that's wonderful.
That's great for her. Maya Vug won the second race. So I think, last season F1 Academy, it was like Abby won everything and was dominating and kind of like Max. And it's fun, I think, as fans, but then also if you're an F1 Academy driver to be like,
I have a chance.
Yeah. Everyone's capable of winning. And I really think that the reverse grid first race was a really good call for F1 Academy in general, because it keeps things interesting. It spices things up. It gives them a chance to like practice learning overtaking. And like, it was just a good move. Shout out F1 Academy. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else from the race weekend before we get to fan info? Do you have fan info?
No, I'll figure it out. But we did get some Daniel content.
That's my. Go ahead.
No. I would like you to use. What's your fan, Zoe?
So I have two. So yes, my first fan is we get Daniel Ricciardo Enchante collab with Rafa, the V-Carb F1 Academy driver, which love. It was great. It was so cute. He was so happy to have her there. She seemed very excited. I mean, how awesome. I have no idea what her feelings were towards Daniel prior to becoming an F1 Academy driver. Like, was she a fan of his? I don't know. But if I was in her shoes,
we know.
If I was racing an F1 Academy and happened to be a V-Carb driver and then happened to find out that Enchante was going to be the clothing sponsor of my team, it would be better. It would be the best day of my life.
Yeah.
Maybe not best day of my life, but like I would be very, very excited. Yeah, definitely up there. And Daniel's been MIA. Daniel's been off the grid.
Mountain man.
He has been growing out his hair.
The look is working for him, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
I find it to be very nice.
I agree. People have varying thoughts about that.
They always do.
But he's definitely like, he has removed himself from the F1. He's removed himself from life, essentially. Like, he's gone, which is fine. He can do whatever he wants, obviously. But it's nice to see him like still sort of involved in some form of racing with his brand. And I would love to see him at an F1 Academy race. Show up.
Yep.
My second fan is that we have a new member of the Yuki Hive. Kristen Bell was seen wearing the Red Flags Yuki t-shirt, which I also have in sweatshirt form. And we just go stronger by the day.
Yeah.
We have Rada, obviously, now Kristen Bell. Like, it is just name another F1 driver who has this many genuinely, like, I can't think of an F1 driver who has like people that are wearing his merchandise.
Yeah.
I really can't.
No.
So,
well, by non F1 fans, or not that they're not F1 fans, but like, I mean, we wear other people's merch.
Sure. But I'm just saying, like, yeah. Or like celebrities wearing the like graphic T-shirt of a driver's face. Like you just don't really see that.
Yeah.
And I hope Yuki knows about it. I hope he found out about it, and I just hope it gives him.
And shout out to the red flags. Good on you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
The reach they have.
Exactly. And I think the next step is maybe Taylor Swift wears a Yuki shirt, and maybe they can cook together because we know Taylor loves to cook. We know she loves to bake. So like get them to collab on something together, and I think it would be iconic.
Do you think she's gonna do the Super Bowl?
I don't think she'll do it this year.
Okay.
I just think that
I just knew that there was some like.
I know. I just think the idea of like Travis potentially being in the Super Bowl.
Well, I think that. I didn't know if that's why she would do it, but also it seems like it'd be too stressful for her.
Yeah,
it's probably his last year, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that if I was like. I wouldn't want to. I would wait until he's done, and then I can like.
It is a bit historical, though.
Yeah, but then also you risk and not. I mean, actually, 100%. She does care, but people will be like, "This is too much."
Yeah,
this is too much.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a fan?
Yeah, I have two. One, Isack for me. This is just very exciting, and one non-F1 related is I've come so far because I got an e-news notification that Zoe Kravitz was seen holding hands with Harry Styles, and I felt nothing about it.
Wow.
And I just
that's funny.
if any of you know me, like that's a and it was a while ago, but
it is funny because I was thinking about that. Well, not so much that specifically, but I was like, God, if this had happened when I was like 18, that Harry Styles was dating another Zoe, a Zoe that's not
that would have
I would have not been thrilled about it. But I love Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, same. Like
I love her.
During COVID, that would have crippled me.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I regressed like crazy during COVID, but we don't need to go there. Like, of course, I'm grown. Taylor Swift and Travis are engaged. I'm happy for them. Yeah, Harry and Zoe are dating. I'm happy for them.
You've really come so far. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
My foe is it's a fan foe kind of combo because it was funny, but I also felt bad. But it was the shots of the drivers, both Charles Leclerc and Lando, sitting in the sand.
Oh yeah.
With their head in their hands. Post DNFing, it just was it was a sad sight, obviously, for the both of them because it was like they were stranded on a deserted island and like they needed to put up a flare to like get someone to come pick them up.
Yeah,
but also it made me laugh.
Yeah,
I do love a defeated sort of DNF. I feel like those have become iconic images over the years, like the one of Fernando sitting in the chair.
Yeah,
I think there's one of Lando when he was like a junior driver somewhere and he's like sitting in the gravel with his legs out.
Yeah.
Like there's just some good ones out there.
Yeah.
So
I was texting Sean and Macy about the race and Sean was like, there's going to be a lot of good memes that come out of this race. I was like, yeah,
100%.
My foe is that like as happy as I am for Isack, I'm just like, it just bums me out that Yuki was demoted.
Yeah.
It just bums me out.
What could have been.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, maybe Yuki still couldn't have done what Isaac's been doing in the car. I don't know, but it just bums me out that seems to be the trend that, someone's doing well, they get promoted, and then they start doing worse, and the car they were in is doing well. It just sucks. But.
Exactly. All right, let's get to some of the questions. Walk us through all the emotions you experienced during the race. So, middle of the race, I was pissed. From the Lewis to Charles Leclerc DNFs, I was like FML. Mm-hmm. But then, and I was sad for Lando, but then I was on the upward swing. When it was, it looked like we were gonna get like an Isack podium Oscar victory. I felt like, okay, you take some of the good with the bad, mm-hmm. right? And I felt positive.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought this race was going to be a snoozer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just really glad that it wasn't a snoozer. And, obviously there were drivers I was bummed for and whatever, but overall I thought it was really entertaining. And it was fun to see too. Like, I think Haas didn't pit until like lap, I don't even know. I remember at lap 42, they still hadn't pitted. Yeah. And that's always nice too, like, because their strategy did work out because there was one last safety car. So I do always like seeing when that strategy is able to pan out. And
I also want to shout out Alex Albon. I feel like we didn't really cover him, but I think he was P6 or P7. Or maybe even P5, actually.
He was P5.
P5.
I'll triple check right now because I have a screenshot of it, but I'm almost certain he was P5.
That was great.
Yes, P5.
Someone asked, who was your fave midfield surprise who fought their way into the points, Isack aside? I think it was Ollie for me, just because pit lane start to P6 and being a rookie. But I always love seeing Alex Albon
For
have
sure.
success.
And honestly, like, kudos to Lance.
Kudos to Lance. Okay. Someone said, I love how VCarb has so many women on their team.
I know.
Agree.
I noticed that
too.
Yeah.
Love that. Ferrari fans will burn Mercedes garage in Monza for sure because of Kimi.
I don't think so. I mean,
also Kimi is Italian, so like
Yeah.
you know, yes, Ferrari fans are obviously they're pro Ferrari, but I think there's probably a soft spot in their heart for their hometown boy, Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's committing arson.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Don't want to see that. Did Oscar just win the championship? No. I mean, again,
not that he will not win.
Yes,
but I don't.
That's
think
not the nail in the coffin. And I just
because there would have been pomp and
protect
circumstance.
Myself. I personally, again, as someone who wants to see Oscar win the championship, I have to tread lightly here.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Was this the best race of the season thus far? I don't think so.
I mean, since summer break, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's been better races. Like there's been better racing on track racing and stuff, but it was a good
race for a track where you can't really overtake that much.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Is Liam actually the problem? I mean, I guess not, according to the stewards. It didn't seem like an egregious act on Liam's part or Carlos's part.
No.
No, it was a bummer for Liam too because he had gotten into Q3. He was in the points, and then it was all and
lost his tire.
It's always hard when your teammate gets a podium, and it's just that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Okay. Do you think that was the final straw for Mercedes to not sign Kimi for 2026?
No.
I think that they know that. I think they expected these types of things to happen with Kimi, that he was going to have some rookie situation, rookie errors. I think you cannot put an 18-year-old in a Mercedes and be like, all right, you
win championships.
You better finish in the points every single race, and you better,
I mean, Merck's definitely still in a rebuilding phase.
Yes, and I think I don't think they really care what happens this year. Like they know all the championships are not in their hands and they're not going to win them, and I think this year was like, let's get Kimi experience so that in 2026 we can ball out with our new regs.
Exactly.
So how are you coping with the double DNF? I mean, I'm just focusing on the positives with Isack and Oscar. Do you think the Carlos penalty was excessive?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. The stewards have clearly been like, we're going 10 seconds this season. Like,
which is fine. Like 10. If that's the consistency, but like this to me did not.
No, it did not warrant. It wasn't even like a forcing a driver off the track situation. It wasn't. I mean, didn't Max get 10 seconds for the incident with George when he yeeted into him?
Yeah.
And I know you can't necessarily you can actually take them each for what they are on their face value, but
that's what they do.
Yeah, but it's just like you cannot compare I guess what I'm trying to say is they're in their head they're not thinking, well, let's compare this incident to the Max and George incident.
Right.
But you can't, those are two very different things and they don't warrant the same punishment.
Agreed. And I mean, I don't think the penalty was deserved at all, but I definitely think 10 seconds was egregious if they were going to give one.
It was egregious. Now, I don't think it actually ended up really mattering for Carlos's race. I think he was out of the points regardless.
No, but it's a principle thing.
Yeah, exactly. You got to set the standard. No question, but screaming, crying, throwing up over Hadjar podium. Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
We'll end on that.
Yeah.
Just thrilled for him. He looks so small, too. He looks so tiny. When he was hugging, I think it was Max. I was like, and Max is not like a big guy. I mean, I guess he's taller than some of them, but he just looked so small. And up on the podium, he was so small. And it was also
he was so small.
It was also funny in the cool down room. They all were just making sound effects.
Hilarious. Ooh, And then it was just really sweet when Isack was like, I don't know, he was talking about something and I don't know, he was just so happy to be there. And he was like, I got to say something really important now so that they know I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, I was just, that just made me laugh.
I know,
it was like,
it was
they're
a
all
really
just
funny bunch.
They're not really saying anything. They're not really offering any commentary. They're just,
or, ooh, that's how that happened. It's like,
just, I mean, when you get Oscar, pretty quiet guy, Max, not overly, reactive, but like talkative. He does like to talk. And then I thought Isack would be a little bit more Kimmy, like when Kimmy was in there and he was just kind of like, he was just so happy. I mean, Isack was too, but I think he was playing a little bit more cool. Yeah. Which is fun. Anyway, okay, so now we have Monza next week, which is great. Just back right into it. I'm excited for Monza. I love Monza. I think it's a great vibes, great energy.
Yep, looking forward to
Tifosi, Ferrari, positive, hopefully positive vibes going forward. And we'll see what happens with Lando, bouncing back. Hopefully he does. I think he will. And we'll just have to see how this championship battle unfolds.
I know.
Because it's crazy. And now Oscar, 9 victories. He now has as many victories as his manager, Mark Webber.
Wow.
And has passed Danny Rick for race wins, which is great. Which is
nice.
Which is kind of crazy
to
think about. He's only been in F1 for 3 seasons, but he's also had.
It's not worth lingering on.
But life is long.
Yeah. F1 is short.
Exactly. Well, thanks guys for listening and watching, and thanks for sticking with us through all of our ups and downs of our, technical difficulties and breaks and whatever.
Yeah.
And we look forward to being back next week for Monza.
See
Until then, enchanté.